Okay guys, if you want to lose weight, you should create a caloric deficit. And a caloric deficit can be created in a couple of ways. You can decrease your caloric intake, you can increase the level of your physical activity, or a combination of the two. Let me give you the following example. Let's assume that you need 2500 calories per day to maintain your weight. And let's assume that you decide to create a caloric deficit of 500 calories to lose some weight. Most of you will do that just by decreasing your caloric intake by 500 calories, which means that you'll start consuming 2000 calories per day instead of 2500. And you will keep everything else constant. You will not change the level of your physical activity or anything like this. And this is the easy way to do it. You decrease your caloric intake and you keep everything else constant. Way number 2. You decrease the calories you consume by, let's say, 200, and in that way your new caloric intake will be 2300 calories. And you increase the level of your physical activity, and you start burning 300 calories more than you usually do. And again, you create a caloric deficit of 500 calories. So you decrease the calories you consume by a little bit and you start exercising more. Simple as that. Way number 3. Let's assume that you don't want to change your caloric intake. Simply because you like food. You know, everybody likes food. But still, you want to lose some weight. Then you should increase the level of your physical activity and start burning 500 calories more than you normally do. So, keeping everything else constant, you continue eating 2500 calories per day and start burning 500 calories more due to the increase in the level of your physical activity, and you create a caloric deficit of 500. So, way number 3, you keep everything else unchanged and you start exercising much more. Which way would I recommend? Well, I would go with the third way, but don't go with the first way for sure. Basically, when you create a caloric deficit, your metabolic rate will slow down. This is a natural reaction of your body. And when you want to lose weight, it is important your metabolic rate not to slow down. Because if it slows down, you will not lose weight that effectively. And when you create a caloric deficit through eating less food, way number 1, your metabolic rate will slow down for sure. Whereas if you go with the third way, your metabolic rate can slow down, but it will slow down by a much smaller extent than the extent in the first way. And actually, if you go with the third way, your metabolic rate may actually increase. Why? Well, when you increase the level of your physical activity, when you start exercising more, your metabolic rate will increase. So after all, if you go with the third way, your metabolic rate may increase instead of decrease. Okay guys, that was it. Those are the 3 ways how to create a caloric deficit. I hope you found this video useful. See you soon.